listening to Video Game News Radio with your host, Kevin Baird.
Ryan Baird.
Don Anderson.
And Larry Mack.
I like how I like them all energetic, and then Brian's like, Brian,
Immediately came in as a corpse.
I'm not feeling healthy today.
Don't look at me. Get away.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. So, we're going to do our top 20 countdown that we normally do, and basically this is the top 20 games of the week on Amazon.com, and when we list it off, if one of the items is not actually a video game, you have to drink. We don't just insert, like, power tools and things to kind of throw you off. This is the official list. Yeah, and we wouldn't doubt that Amazon might put a power tool in the list. But this is the official list.
They sell a lot of them.
We don't. We're not altering it. And if we hit something, you have to drink, and you don't have to drink alcohol, but it might be recommended. Although with this list, hope it's not whiskey, because it's going to be a lot of drinking tonight. So here we go. Number 20.
Drink.
Disney Infinity 3.0 Edition Star Wars Luke and Leia. That's a toy. Drink.
Drink.
Larry, what are you drinking this week?
Well, as predicted, this week we are going with The Beast.
That was my favorite roller coaster at Kings Island.
What is that, Milwaukee's Best Ice?
Milwaukee's Best Ice.
Wow.
Not just Milwaukee's Best,
Wow.
but Milwaukee's Best Ice, because...
I'm waiting for you to break out the Keystone with the glass line can. And
One of these days I'll be over here with, like, some Jenny Cream Ale or Mickey's Big Mouth or something.
Yeah, Little Kings. You could drink one whole bottle every time. Do they still make Little Kings? I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, although it's not like I've gone out of my way looking for it.
Yeah, it's true.
Most don't.
Yeah.
Number 19, the $10 PlayStation Store gift card. Drink. I'm drinking the Diet Crush Orange this week. Not great. I like the Sunkist because it has caffeine in it. Crush does not have caffeine, so
Who on that?
it's a little bit.
I'm not even sure what the point is.
Yeah, at that point it is just orange water. Number 18, FIFA 16 Standard Edition for the Xbox 360. Number 17, Scooby-Doo Team Pack for Lego Dimensions. That's a bunch of toys. Drink.
Drink.
Anderson, drinking Coke tonight?
I got a soda pop in the flavor of cola.
Woo! Cola. Number 16, Simpsons Level Pack Lego Dimensions. More toys. Drink.
Drink again.
Brian, what are you drinking? Coffee?
I'm drinking this ice. Basically, that's what it's called. Sparkling ice, which is an antioxidant.
Oh, I drink those. Those are pretty
Yeah.
good.
Those are good, except if you because like my doctor told me I needed more fiber in my diet too. So there's little fiber bars which are really yummy. So I get fiber bars. And I got this sparkling ice antioxidant. And,
Do you put the fiber bar in that drink?
No, it's bad enough. It really won't make a difference. Like in about 3 hours, I'll just smell. You'll hear a cannon from where you are. You just do this, just like boom, and then you'll know I win.
It'd be like Crocker Park blowing up.
Yeah, pretty fun.
Number 15, Jurassic World Team Pack Lego Dimensions.
Hey,
Everybody drink. It's a toy. Yeah, Brian just saw that movie.
Full of monsters that are loud and shrieky.
Number 14, Ghostbusters Stay Puffed Fun Pack. More toys. Drink. Telling you, this is the worst this list has ever been. Number 13, the Xbox $10 gift card. That's not a game.
It's not a game.
Drink. Trying to give everybody a chance to at least get a drink in between drinks. Number 12, Doctor Who Level Pack Lego Dimensions. Drink. Totally not a game. The prices on these things are so weird. Like, the Doctor Who kit is $20, right? But the next one, number 11, DC Aquaman Fun Pack, is only $7.50. But it does mean you have to drink. Yeah, it's Aquaman, right?
He explains it.
Wonder who's really excited for that one. They're like, I could buy the Batman, or I could get, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I want Aquaman.
I know somebody who's like that. He's like, don't make fun of Aquaman.
Really?
You're just like, really? It's like, dude, he's like the Prince of the Sea. He's like super strong.
Namor.
And isn't that Namor?
No, I'm saying he's not the Prince of the Sea. That's Namor.
Well, that's in Marvel. Aquaman.
But do people even know? Like, do kids have any idea who Aquaman is? I ask this in seriousness. Like, is there a current cartoon that's on or anything that has Aquaman in it?
Oh, I don't know if he is in anything new.
Yeah, I don't.
The last time I heard even him referenced was on the Entourage,
Huh.
which was actually pretty fucking great. I was like, if they actually made that, I totally would have went to the theater and saw it.
They did make a pilot for the show, but it didn't get picked up. And you can watch the pilot online somewhere. I've never watched it. But people kind of liked it, but I don't know if they just liked it because it was Aquaman and they were just trying to be trendy. Anyway.
Well, I think we're going to see a resurgence in Aquaman because they're making him look really badass in Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah, true. But he might still suck. He might come out and...
ultimately...
He'll be all badass looking and stuff. He's still going to be like, hey guys, can I come with you?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, unless you're a supervillain who really wants to do evil at the bottom of the ocean, Aquaman isn't much of a threat to your plans.
By the time you get down there, you're pretty dead.
Yeah, I mean...
He turns into the comic relief character.
In half.
He's all slipping and falling. Wait for me, guys! Oop.
Yeah.
Goes to grab him, is like grabbing a bar soap, and just flips right out of his hand.
Number 10, DC Comics Team Pack Lego Dimensions. Everybody drink.
Aquaman, I bet, makes bad sea puns all the time. Yeah.
Unfortunately, nobody's there to hear them because,
They're off saving the world.
Number 9, Pokemon Tournament for Wii U. Number 8, Resident Evil 6 for the Xbox One. Number 7 is DC Superman Fun Pack, Lego Dimensions. Drink.
That's a lot.
Because Superman needs his flying car to get where he's going.
Yeah.
I did like in the old cartoons, though, anytime the rest of, the Super Friends had to go underwater to save Aquaman, they would do the fishbowl over their head thing because that would totally work. Kind of like anytime they went to outer space and put a fishbowl over their heads.
What are they supposed to use? A fish tank?
Because yeah, the air you have trapped in there with your head would totally keep you alive for...
As long as you have a hose going from the bottom of the ocean to the top of the ocean, you're alright.
There was an episode of one of those MTV comedy skit things, and the one guy from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, not Keanu Reeves, the other guy, he was the host of it, and he was going to walk across the bottom of the pool with holding a pail over his head. It's kind of it was kind of just a funny thing. And you see him go into the pool, and then you just see the bucket, splash out of the pool. Yeah, and then he's just floating in the bottom of the pool. That was funny shit. Number 6, Skylanders Superchargers Starter Pack. And if you started the drink, don't, because that includes the game, so it's a game. It just comes with a whole bunch of toys. Number 5, Resident Evil 6 for the PlayStation 4. Now $20. Number 4, the Hori Retro Mario Gamepad Protector.
Hori.
The Hori version's got a miniskirt on.
Drink.
Crappy.
Number 3, NBA 2K16 5000 virtual currency for the PlayStation 4. That's just garbage. Drink. That's not even anything. Fake currency.
Wait, so they've gotten so bad that you don't even have to farm now, you can just go buy in-game currency?
Apparently.
God damn it.
Isn't that like money laundering? Isn't that just illegal?
Gaming's over.
Number 2, Senran Kukuru 2, Deep Crimson. Wow.
Yeah. So
Double.
that's-
Wait,
Yeah.
is it? Hold on.
Uh-huh.
I need the whole name. Senran Kaguru 2 Deep Crimson Double D for the Nintendo 3DS. Some girl with big boobs on the cover.
Yeah.
Not a. Oh, that is a game. So don't drink. But number one, up 727% this week, is the Midway Retro Gamer Level Pack for LEGO Dimensions. That's a drink. That comes with a Gamer Kid, a G6155 Spy Hunter Lego car, and an arcade machine of Defender, also Lego.
I got excited for like a second. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Okay, games coming out this week. Just get these out of the way real quick. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, multi-platform, we have EA Sports UFC 2. And for the PlayStation Vita, Salt and Sanctuary. Wednesday, nothing.
Salt
Thursday...
and Sanctuary. What is that? Like everyone fish tank?
It's like that cult song.
It is a side-scrolling 2D action RPG about a sailor shipwrecked on a mysterious island.
Christ.
Thank you for your service.
Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, for the PlayStation Vita, we have Digimon World Next Order. Multi-platform, we have Mitomo and Mutant Mud's Super Challenge.
Well,
And for
Mitomo.
PC, we have Positron. And then Friday,
Megatron.
it says multi-platform, so it must be 3DS and Wii U. It is Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games.
I am the one Posmatron.
I wonder if they get that Zika virus while they're there, swim through trash,
Oh, Christ.
all that fun stuff.
What else is supposed to do with trash?
You gotta swim through it.
Right.
I don't really
Cool.
care about the Olympics. Whenever the Olympics happens,
Don't lie. Yeah, you do.
I don't watch it. I don't ever really watch it.
You're bitter.
I'm not. It's just not, I don't find any of it that interesting. It's very, you know.
I think you do. Because you think it's not cool to talk about.
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
you're trying to impress your friends.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't really know what's going on most of the time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if
Competition.
anything's good or not. I
Yeah,
can tell
you
if
see them,
somebody
like, running
wins
at
a
90
race.
miles an hour at like a big padded bar, and like they just like throw themselves over it and do like a triple somersault, and they land on one foot, and they get like 8 points. And you're like, what the fuck?
I don't. Right. I have no idea what any of that means. Like, they all do the same thing. They do that flippy thing and whirl and then land and then,
Yeah,
you know.
there's shit you can't, but we can't do because it was.
Yeah, well,
Locked.
most human beings can't do. But
Like,
and then they rate it, and then you're just like, it says like 8.1, and you just have no idea what that even. What did that? You know, it's not like they stop for Madden or anything, and they flip over to him, and he gets that pen out, and he starts circling shit. You see here when she does double rotate, her hand lets go, and then you know you don't want to do that because that's not allowed. Oh.
If you would have caught it, that would have been a touchdown.
I mean, I'm just saying maybe they should do stuff like that. I mean, you know, and you can catch most of it in the highlights. Like when you're actually sitting there watching it, like it's always like just some guys bicycling or something, and it's like, and here we have the Netherlands team bicycling, and you're like, I don't care what
they're like 2 inches away from each other.
I don't really care what these
I
guys
used to,
are.
when I was delivering this place, I was delivering freight to in Michigan. I used to take this one road, and there was always like this. You know, they're only there during this fucking when the weather's nice, and they're like, you know, they have the same outfits. It's like two couples, the same outfits, and they all ride their bikes. And they're all like 2 inches away from each other, and they're like on these back roads in Michigan. And I'm like, who the fuck was out of the four the one that thought this was a good idea? You know, they had to sell like we're all gonna get the same. You know, we're all gonna wear the same clothes. You know, the one guy out of the two had to have been like, no, it's dumb.
Or like the speed skaters, they're wearing that like blue snake suit or whatever, and you're just like, they all look the same, and this looks really boring. I don't know. Like, I always want them to have the wrestling on or something, so you can watch like some combat or something, and you're like, yeah, you can root for people, you know, beating somebody up. But no, gotta watch the UFC for that, I guess. All right, here we go. Steam Top 10. Number 10 is Super Hot. Number 9 is Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Number 8 is Factorio. Number 7 is Rise of the Tomb Raider. Number 6, Far Cry Primal. Number 5 is Fallout 4 Season Pass. Number 4, Tom Clancy's The Division Gold Edition. It's weird that it's a gold edition already, since it's only been out for a couple weeks. Number 3, Far Cry Primal. Number 2, Tom Clancy's The Division. And number 1, Stardew Valley. Alright, Brian, tell us how your week went.
My week was amazing. As usual, I drove hither and yon in the warm weather that we've had. It was very scenic. Just giving me kind of an idea of what I'm in for the rest of the spring, summer, and fall, where it's March and you're already seeing the signs for construction going up. Like, hooray, construction, woohoo!
Right.
Is that really a problem, the construction? Does it really, do you like really hate it?
Yeah, because with bad weather, usually people get off the road. You know, construction, you got to line up, and then you got to wait, because there's always some asshole, you know, that's got to jump around, try to get past everybody. And then jump in front, and they back up. Do we know somebody like that? By the way, I just brought that up because no. Let me think. What else? What else has been going on? Watched Jurassic World, as we mentioned before. It was a bunch of screaming monster racket. You know, fucking people being eaten and screaming, and they just never seem. You know, they're always like white people that they're just dumb. You know, because you know you look at it looks like next time you go to like one of those whatchamacallit, you go to one of the park where they keep all the dinosaurs. There's only white people going there because we're stupid.
Right.
We are. We're fucking idiots, man. Who the fuck in the right mind goes to that goddamn thing?
A dinosaur? I mean, if they told you it was safe, wouldn't you want to go check it out?
No.
You just know that's bullshit. Come on.
Well, you know it is in a movie, but in real life, you would think it's safe.
No, you wouldn't.
I mean, we see stuff at the zoo that can tear our face off, and we still go see that.
You're in a cage.
Well, why wouldn't the dinosaurs be in a cage?
No, not in
Be a big ass cage.
Jurassic World times. Was it
Well,
King
of course,
Kong?
there is no cage, man. It's just like, oh no, it's totally safe. There's where are the cage? Where's the walls? No, we train them. We got this guy, and he just stares at them, and they're good. They behave themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is this pulling out? What is the ship? When do we leave? Oh, you can't leave till tomorrow morning. All right. Well, I'll be at the hotel in the basement, buried behind fucking everything, because I'm not going out in that shit. Don't be fucked. That'd be just ridiculous, you know. Let me see. Put Plague Incorporated back on my iPad because I haven't played that in a while, and they have both the zombie, which everybody knew was going to come out. I played it when it came out, but it hadn't been quite refined yet. So I've been playing that, and then they have the Planet of the Apes one, which I find very interesting, you know, because there's different ways to play it as opposed to when that game first came out. It's still a nice little time sink. You'll play for about a week, then you'll just take it off your fucking iPad or whatever. But it's just boring. And other than that, I have not had a whole lot of time to do much else. I played Diablo 3, and I'm playing. They have the two different versions. You can do the story version, or then you can just basically just go and you fight for a profit or whatever the fuck it is. It's like adventure or whatever. You basically just go in there, you fight tough bad guys, and then you get a lot, some decent loot out of it. And then you can go back and play the other version on a harder level, which is what I think they're trying to get you to do, So it'd be nice if they actually came out with like another expansion for that game, since we had to wait like 10 goddamn years. The first time they were like, yeah, look, we're going to release Diablo 3. 1996. All right, yeah, cool. 2006. So here you go. It's like, wait, what?
What the fuck?
Well, that's how it is. Like we were talking about, Fallout 3, and I guess they're releasing. Everybody's buying that Plus pack, but I haven't really heard too much about what the expansions are going to be. So I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anderson, how was your week?
Hey, my week was all right. It was okay. I went to work, and I worked. Got slung cheesecake. And I went and did comedy Friday night, because I've been going out every Friday night now, which I kind of felt bad about, because it's like, I pick up my daughter Fridays, and then we come home, and then she's the one going, hey, why don't you go do your comedy night? And it's like, oh wow, that's really nice of you, kid. Like,
Dad, please leave, is what she's saying.
Well, she doesn't sleep.
You're driving me nuts.
It turns out she's been playing Grand Theft Auto online with her friend from school. And that's why she's like, go. She's like, go ahead, I want to sit here and play games with my friends. She's like, all you do is yell at me and tell me what to do. So, which I do. I sit here and watch her. I'm like, what are you doing? Stop that. Stop driving in a circle. She's like, I like it. I'm like, I don't care. Don't do it. But anyways, so I went out to comedy. I went up to the comedy show. It's an open mic. And I usually, I'll just sit there. I'll be a crowd member. You know what I mean? Just kind of, that way it's not all comedians in the crowd. But some of these people were they were horrible. Oh, the one dude, he was like, well, I guess I should start doing my impressions. And that's when I put my head down. I was like, oh no, here we go. And he was one of these guys who thinks he can do Christopher Walken. He thinks he can do it real well, whereas in fact he can't do it at all. It was terrible. And he was like, wow, nobody's laughing at the Christopher Walken jokes? Let me do more of them. So he did more of them. And it was just like, this guy's killing me. He was doing like, of course, he was doing all the easy ones. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. You're just like, come on, dude. This is hack stuff. So then the host comes up. He goes, are you going to go up? And I said, well, I'm going to have to, because I can't let this. I'm definitely better than this guy. So I went up and I did a good couple minutes. I did a good 5 minutes. People were engaged. People were paying attention. People were laughing and clapping. And then after the show, we're standing around. The one dude comes walking. This one guy who was just sitting at the bar comes walking by. And this girl goes, hey, did you like the show? And he goes, it was okay, I guess. But he points at me. He goes, that guy was funny. I don't know about the rest of them. I was like, cool, thanks, man. Appreciate that. So, and then there was game night. And that was a
Game night was fun. Donnie brought over Hero Clicks.
Yeah, we had fun, man.
Everybody killed me, and then we quit playing.
Right? That's how you're supposed to do it. Right? Yeah. Yeah, if anything about the Hero Clicks is too many players. It was too long in between everybody's turn. It messed everything up.
Yeah, well, yeah. We should have played a 200-point game or something.
Something quick.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed my first time playing HeroClix.
I sensed that from Larry. I even told him halfway through the game, I go, I sense that you actually enjoy this.
Disturbance in the force.
Not that you guys didn't, but it was just too long in between turns. And when you give Brian Bear too much time in between his turns, sound effects ensue.
What? Hey, those were awesome.
I know, I'm just saying. I'm not complaining about it, I'm just saying. That's what happens. Yeah, that was my week. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Larry, how was your week?
Phenomenal, of course, because all my weeks are phenomenal. Let's see, this week I worked. In true Larry Mack form, so Tuesday I had a follow-up assessment with my physical therapist. Said, hey, I've been basically, mostly symptom-free for like 3 weeks, and for like a week or two before that, I would have some discomfort or whatever, but I haven't had actual pain in like almost a month. And she's like, that's awesome. And she did some more, like check in on my strength and all that stuff, which is still a little asymmetrical, but she's like, that's totally normal. And she's like, and we officially signed off on it and, said shoulder's good to go. I got my clean bill of health from the physical therapist on Tuesday. And Friday, I woke up and my shoulder was hurting. So,
That's how it works, man.
I know. And then yesterday I got this new thing where, and this is one thing that sucked like last night. If I cough or laugh, my ribs
You
hurt.
hold your balls and you do it.
Yeah. So like, everyone's like busting
Shoot before your
balls. I start laughing, and then I'm like trying to clutch my sides because my ribs are killing me. So really, I mean, please, someone just fucking put a bullet in me. Friday, one of my friends from work, Susie, she like won some big party at the Big Bang downtown in the Flats. So she had a big party there, and I worked like a half day Friday, went down to the Flats early, got there before Big Bang opened, so I went next door to the Punch Bowl for a few beers, and my friend Allison and her sister came up and joined me there, and then we went next door to the Big Bang, and I think Susie had about 60 people there, and that was fun. I kept it right on drinking, and then this other girl from work owed me some shots for taking over a project for her, so she walked in the door and started buying me shots.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe it was by like 10 o'clock I was just ruined. And I was like, I'm going to go home. So I have only vague, fragmented memories of actually driving home. I woke up here, though, so apparently I made it. So that was my Friday, just drunken debauchery. Then Saturday, of course, was game night, which, screw all these other guys. I thoroughly enjoyed my first time playing HeroClix, although it did take about 10 minutes after the game started before I realized all the gaping holes I had in building my team since I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I was
none
like,
of us did.
so I was like, yeah, this.
Except for Donnie.
Yeah, that didn't work. And, yeah, that didn't work. But so,
That's why you play
Donnie
it.
fuck.
and then let's see, that's been it. Today I'm working on my fantasy baseball stuff because I got a draft next week, and that's my.
Did you
excitement.
actually? I forget what that Susie thing was about. Was it like dueling pianos or?
Yeah, Big Bang is kind of like if you ever went to Howl at the Moon at Powerhouse back in the day. It's the same thing. They have a couple piano dudes up there, and they belt out requests, and you get drunk and you sing along, and
Howl at the Moon.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right. Did I do anything this week? We had game night. Mike showed up. Cease didn't. Somehow Corbra had a picture of all of us gaming. No, I don't know.
I took it. So.
Yeah, I know you did.
But yeah, I could tell from like where it was. It probably took it, but yeah, I was like, how the hell did Jason Corber tag me in a picture of game night? He wasn't there.
Just
Yeah, that did freak me out for a minute. I had to sit there for a second going, is that Corber posted? Wait a minute.
and then
That's funny because I was looking because he top right is Larry, and he named everybody off, and I don't think he got a single one right.
Right. He did not.
And so, yeah, I'm just dieting because I got my doctor's appointment on Thursday. And I'm going to try and convince her that I'm going to lose weight instead of going on a statin or something. Which, I mean, obviously I don't have to take if I don't want to. But I try to do what my doctor says. So I'm going to try and just tell her that everything's going to be fine. I'm on a diet, though. I'm kind of like, I didn't join Weight Watchers, but I'm doing their plan. And I think I can stick to it because so far it's been pretty easy. I just have to be conscious about it. I can't be like letting things go. Just can't. I'm not healthy. So that's just how it is. You get old, shit stops working like it used to. So you just kind of gotta face facts. So,
Right.
but at least on this diet, like I'm not really forbidden anything. It's just that some foods like cost more of these points than other foods. So like you could have like a bowl of soup and it'll cost you 2 points. But like if you have like say a couple of burritos from Taco Bell, that might cost you 25 points. And I only get like about 50 a day right now. So
Just a 2-point game.
it would really kind of mess you up. But it's easy. It's not hard. You just have to be conscious about it. So, okay. Otherwise, that's it. I've been just working on my garden and game night, and that's it. EverQuest next is now EverQuest Never. Daybreak Games announced on its official website that it has ceased development on the ambitious MMO that, despite its developer's new name, has rarely seen the light of day. Quote, "For those familiar with the internals of game development, you know that cancellations are a reality we must face from time to time," Daybreak President Russell Shanks wrote. "Inherent to the creative process are dreaming big, pushing hard, and being brutally honest with where you land. In the case of EverQuest Next, we accomplished incredible feats that astonished industry insiders. Unfortunately, as we put together the pieces, we found that it was a piece of shit." Oh no, he says, "We found that it wasn't fun." EverQuest Next was first announced way back in 2010, and despite a few gameplay reveals and promised features, we don't know too much about the game now than when we did. Back when Daybreak was still Sony Online Entertainment, a Reddit AMA with former President John Smedley confirmed that EverQuest Next was headed to PS4 on top of its PC version. Daybreak confirmed that its projects were still on track after the change of name and ownership, so presumably those plans were still effective up until now. Anyway, we'll just move on. Don't want to keep reading that. Mike Coulter has announced the premiere date for Marvel's Luke Cage. Well, next week sees the release of Daredevil's second season, but if you're anything like us, it won't be long before you're craving your next Marvel Netflix fix that will come in the form of Luke Cage. And while he was at Daredevil's Season 2 premiere in Paris last weekend, the show's star Mike Coulter announced the premiere date for Netflix's third Marvel solo series. Quote, "It's going to be action-packed from beginning to the very end, trust me. Daredevil premieres March 18th, and I will see the fans on September 30th, Coulter revealed. Check out the video below and skip the 2:09 for the Luke Cage announcement. No, we're not. That's fine, except I don't like to hear words like September 30th, because that means summer is already over, and I'm not ready for that at all.
Yeah, oh shit.
The Half-Life and Portal movies that J.J. Abrams said he was working on 3 years ago are still in development and have writers assigned to them. The Star Wars Episode 7 director told IGN. "Nothing that would be an exciting update," he added, "but at least the project is still alive and kicking." Abrams first revealed his collaboration with Valve on the adaptations back at DICE 2013 during a panel discussion with Valve boss Gabe Newell. At the time, he said the project was in such an early state that he couldn't say anything about it. Newell at the panel said he and Abrams had had conversations for years about storytelling in film and video games, and that's when the two decided to get together on two of Valve's best-known properties. "We're not looking to make a movie in the gaming world," he said then. "We're not looking to impose what we do on that." Well, we'll see, whatever. I can see Half-Life for sure, but Portal is kind of, there's a story there and everything, but it's, I don't know how you could make that into a whole movie or something. Although, these days they're making television series out of movies, and that kind of is weird to me. I was just talking to my brother about that new Damien, and it's kind of like, The Omen. It's like the TV show. It's like, we kind of know what happens because we've seen the movies, so, and they're based on the movies.
The whole new generation of yobs haven't seen it.
I know, but they refer to the movies and they show clips from the movies, and then it's kind of like, it's kind of weird because then it's like we know what's going to happen. So it's why are you going to drag this out now for 5 seasons or whatever they're planning? It's just weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm bitter. Brian likes to point that out. I'm bitter.
That's what they do.
Yes.
Valve has released updates for its Steam beta client, and with it came some newly added features for the Steam controller. The biggest changes are having multiple control sets that you can configure to change automatically in-game, and an on-screen keyboard, and the ability to take screenshots. Some small additions to other Steam features include emoticons appearing in big picture mode, and slight improvements to Steam VR. The full list of updates can be viewed below or on the Steam announcements page. You can also watch the Steam controller's announcement trailer here. I'm not listing off everything, but just want to throw that out there. If you were worried about your emoticons in big picture mode, which I'm sure nobody is, they fixed that. Maybe one person is. Did you guys ever watch Prison Break?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Well, Sarah Wayne, Callis, she was on the show, right? And she was beheaded on the show, and her head was delivered to somebody in a box.
Nice.
Okay, just remember that. Sarah Wayne Callies is officially set to replay her role as Dr. Sarah Tancredi in Fox's upcoming Prison Break event series. The Walking Dead and Colony actress will star opposite original series stars Wentworth Miller and Dominic Purcell, and I think one of them died too. Here's an outline of the revival courtesy of Fox. Quote, "In the drama's new chapter, which picks up after Michael's apparent death, Sarah has moved on with her life, raising her and Michael's child with her new husband," previously announced guest star Mark Feuerstein from Royal Pains. When clues surface that suggest Michael may be alive, Sarah teams with Lincoln to engineer the series' biggest escape ever. Additional casting to be announced. Yeah, that whole the whole like premise of that show was that he had like the map of the prison tattooed on his back so they could escape, and it was like the 3rd or 4th episode when that became ruined and they couldn't use it, and then they just had a show like of them trying to break out all the time. I don't know. It was terrible.
Shit.
I knew not to watch it. The Roms tried to get me to watch it. They'd be like, "Hey, you got to watch this show, Prison Break." And I was like, "Oh, you guys like it?" And they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "No."
They eventually get out, and then they're like captured, and then they're like in some South American prison, and then they got to try to escape out of that. And now they're going to have another show, I guess, where they're going to try to escape from something. I mean, stupid. I don't know. And those two dudes are the two bad guys on DC's Legends of Tomorrow. You know, the Mr. Freeze and whatever his name is. Anderson knows who they are. What?
The Heat guy?
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze and the Heat guy?
Yeah. Those two bad guys, they're the same guys from Prison Break. Like, they kept them as a pair, and then, so I guess they're going to be on 2 shows, or they don't think that DC's Legends of Tomorrow is going to last the season. I don't know.
It may not.
Finally,
I always catch like the tail end of it because it's on before one of the 2 shows that I DVR, so I always get to see like the last 3 or 4 minutes, and each week I'm like, yeah. So
it's actually the show itself is not bad.
all right.
It's not that bad. But
and our final piece of gaming news this week. The North Korean regime lost contact with one of its submarines earlier this week. 3 U.S. officials familiar with the latest information told CNN. The U.S. military had been observing the submarine operate off North Korea's east coast when the vessel stopped, and U.S. spy satellites, aircraft, and ships have been secretly watching for days as the North Korean Navy searched for the missing sub. The U.S. is unsure if the missing vessel is adrift under the sea or whether it has sunk, the official said, but believes it suffered some type of failure during an exercise. Okay, that's it. And that has nothing to do with gaming. I just thought I'd throw that in there for fun.
Yeah, I was waiting for the transition to that being gaming news.
You know, I just want people to think about the poor North Koreans that are on the bottom of the ocean. They're dangerous.
Floating.
Yep. All right, let's do some email. Let me load the email.
Well, while you're loading that, I do have one other bit of gaming news.
Okay.
Level 1,475 of Candy Crush Saga is fucking retarded. I got on the forums looking to figure out what I was missing. I was like, I don't think this works. And like, it was post after post of, this level is broken, you can't beat it. And because for all of the millions of Candy Crush aficionados who are listening right now, so you got these stupid little licorice things, which is one of the kind of blocks that can come up. And then you get these stupid little flying saucers. And if you hit the flying saucer, what happens is they go around and turn the shit into the exploding candy, which comes in really handy. The problem is, on this particular level, it's one where you have to get like a certain number of things, and you have to hit like 28 of those little licorice fucking things. And the board starts off with exactly 28 of them. So if the stupid flying saucer thing, which is buried in the licorice thing, so you can't even avoid it, if it, when it activates, zaps and turns one of those into the exploding candy, the level becomes unbeatable because there aren't enough of them on the board now. So I'm stuck on it. It's bullshit. They need to fix this or something, because, I mean, I'm pretty sure that if I ever reach the point where I break down and just say fuck it and uninstall Candy Crush Saga, then they'll be like, well, nobody's, I mean, they'll have to fold the company.
Like, if nobody's not playing, then nobody's playing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Larry.
So there you go. I'm currently stuck on level 1,475, and it's bullshit. There's your update. There's the update sound.
This just in.
I gotta switch the music because there's no music playing. It's very quiet. I can hear people breathing, heartbeats of their ears. It's disturbing me.
So sorry I had to breathe.
Okay, so we got some email this week.
No, come on.
First
You
one
wrote
is
these.
from Fancy Bear,
Hey, Fancy Bear.
and he writes to cheapwhiskey@videogamenews.com. So a few weeks ago, I wrote in to whine about Kevin not producing any Oblast shows, but this week I want to whine at the entire crew. You guys really need to get together again and do some Midwest Wasteland episodes. I know your excuse is you've discussed just about any subject there is, but if you can do an entire show on the fucking weather, I'm sure you can think of something. Maybe listeners can write in topic suggestions. Midwest Wasteland is probably the coolest thing you guys have ever done, I think, and it's a shame Kevin didn't re-upload the old episodes like he said he would. Anyway, that's all. Peace. Well,
Is Midwest Wasteland really that different from what we do with VGN? It's not like we actually sit here and talk much gaming news.
they want stories about things that we've done, but
Yeah, and I mean, Midwest Wasteland, I mean, it sounds like a cop-out to say we've talked about everything, but we did a fucking show where we talked about our feelings on Arbor Day. I mean, we have literally discussed everything.
yeah, it is unfortunate, but true.
And we did do a show on the weather.
Yes, yeah. And we've had people write in, and they've either told us, gave us ideas on stuff that we've already
Either
done.
done, or none of us have done it. You know?
Right.
I should talk about the first time you went skydiving.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Which we would have. But
Believe me, we would do one if we had something to talk about, but we don't. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you basically get a Midwest Wasteland twice a year when we go to Wasteland.
yeah. And even that's not that interesting, I think. You know, we're all just not going out to the bar punching people in the face every day. It's just Larry is, but the rest of us,
some of us.
the rest of us are not really doing that much right now. So there's not a lot of stories to tell. But Anderson's doing his comedy thing. Fun things could happen.
And then everything else I do, you can hear about on Tumbling with Tumbleweed live Tuesday nights at 11.
At any moment, Brian could jackknife his
Chime
trailer
in.
and
There's a happy thought.
Jackknife. Oh, okay.
create havoc on the highway. Blood flows red on the highway. And I'm always one step away from either electrocuting myself or busting a blood vessel in stress. So,
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, ask yourself before you request that we bring you more Midwest Wastelands. Do you want us to spend an hour discussing Kevin's fucking tomato canning process?
Right. Yeah.
That's about what we have left to work with.
Right. It's not going to be that interesting. If there was, we might. I don't know.
We would do it.
I think, I don't know.
Although we could probably make it work with just sitting back, listening to Donnie talk about his latest trip to Adam's house or something.
Listen, I say this all
That was
the time.
awesome.
I'll say it again. If
saw a
I
picture.
had $500,000, I could quit my job and I would do this radio shit all the time. I would not have to work anymore. But I don't have $500,000. But if somebody out there gets rich that listens to the show and wants to hear a lot more show, send me $500,000. Tax free. If I have to pay taxes, you got to give me a little bit more. I figured out my plan and I can completely survive for the rest of my life without working on $500,000. Which isn't that much money. But if you don't have to pay taxes, you don't have to drive to work, it all becomes gravy after that point. So if you get rich, send me some money. Then I'll hook you up with unbelievably amounts of content. Because I will not have to fucking go into work every day and waste time doing shit for other people. Or I could just end up unemployed, but probably wouldn't happen for very long in my case. There's always people looking to stick me in any position that I'm completely unqualified for, just so they can sell me to some company. Like, can you change your resume around and make it look like this so that you're able to do that? Yeah, I guess, but I'm going to go to the interview and not know anything that I'm talking about. Okay. This one's from Nookie, and he wrote to Waking Up in Kiss Makeup at VideoGameNews.com.
Yeah. Wrong.
Nice.
That was awesome.
Hello, Holmes. Please ask Donnie to share an Adam story that's not mentioned before, or one of Bill Bailey's conspiracy stories.
Or what?
Or one of Bill Bailey's conspiracy stories.
I don't know any of those. I can tell you the latest one Adam had.
Sure. He's
Okay,
asking.
why not? We got time to tell us. So he says to me the other day, he goes, I went in the garage the other day, and it turns out that something
There's a car in
pissed,
there.
something pissed on my toolbox. Now, his garage is not like a real garage. It's kind of just basically barely held up. And it's full of like an old washers and dryers. You don't put your car in it. The garage door isn't a door. It's just some wood stacked on top of each other in the entranceway. And, of course, he has the tree growing in front of the garage. So he says, there's something pissed on my toolbox. And I said, okay, well. So he says, it's obviously there's something living in the roof of the garage. And I said, well, so that negates skunks. So it's got to be like a raccoon or a possum or something like that. And he goes, that's right. And he goes, tonight I'm taking my 22. I'm gonna go climb that ladder and I'm gonna just shoot everything I see. Right? Or his BB gun. Maybe it was his BB gun.
It's the best.
I'm gonna take my BB gun up there and shoot everything I see. So I said, okay. So you're just gonna stick your head up in there and not be surprised when there's a raccoon right in front of your face? And he's like, oh, well, I mean, I don't know. And I said, dude, if you stick your head up in there and there's a raccoon right in front of your face, you're gonna stop for at least 2 seconds, right?
You scream.
You'd probably scream. You'd probably stop for at least 2 seconds, but you're not going to notice all the other ones behind you, or maybe to the right, or to the left, you know?
Yep.
And I said, so what you should do is you should make. I go. I don't know. Originally, when I told him, I go. You know what you should do? He goes, what? I said, set the whole set the whole garage on fire. Nothing will come out of there alive. And he's lying. He's like, I can't do that. I can't set the garage on fire. And I said, I know, it's too soggy. But he wasn't. He was like, come on, man, I need serious help. I said, well, I go, seriously though, what you need to do is build a fire, and then let the smoke from this little fire go up into the roof rafters. Whatever's up there will run away, right? Because it's all smoky and stuff. Of course, I got him to believe that they would come running down this ladder or these steps or whatever that he's got up the thing. And I said, you stand by the door of the garage, get your BB gun, and as they come out, just start plugging them. Just start shooting. And he goes, that's a good idea. He goes, I can build like a little fire, smoke them out, and then they'll come running out, and I can just...
Oh, my God, dude. I'm thinking of the fucking raid can bees.
So then but listen, dig this. I go, well, if there's anything that watching The Walking Dead has taught me, Adam, is that you're going to need like a hand-to-hand combat type of weapon, like a hammer or a baseball bat or something. And he goes, what are you talking about? I said, because if more than one raccoon comes running out of there at you, and you say you got great aim and you shoot one of them, that other one is still coming at you, and you do not have time to pump that BB gun 10 times. I said, then you got to grab the baseball bat or the hammer, and then you got to smash it. And he's like, man, I gotta really prepare myself. I haven't talked to him since I talked to him then.
Maybe
so
nobody has.
Right, there's a possibility. No, I think he called and left me a message the other day. I haven't heard of anything, so I don't know, but I just tried to send him on the right path. But it's just funny that he's mad because wild animals living in his garage, and he's pissed because they're pissing on his stuff. And it's like, here's an idea: build a solid garage. Don't have holes in your house where animals can walk in and they won't bother your tools. Plus, who's using your tools? Why are you?
Sure, was he sure like it was an animal?
I don't know if he tasted it or not. I told him he had to stop peeing in the garage, but
I can't. Does he even use that garage for anything?
It's not for anything other than having stuff in it. That was it. It's just got like an old washer in there that doesn't work, but it may have like an O-ring he can use later on down the line or something stupid. But I told him to just burn the place down. He's better off just burning everything down.
Yeah. Get
rid of it. You guys saw the picture. You know what it's about.
Yeah, it's not good.
Sad.
Steve also says, whatever happened to Jason Corber? The last time his name was brought up in the show was when you guys were making fun of him for being part of the wild creatures found in the Cleveland Metro Park. Cheers and enjoy St. Patrick's Day, Nookie.
Nope.
Corber is got a girlfriend. He lives in Parma, which is near us, and he's got a big fuck-all Amish beard, and he is a night manager for maintenance or something at a hotel motel type of thing, and he doesn't go out. He doesn't hang out. He doesn't do anything.
Because he's Amish.
Yeah, because he's pretty much Amish. He'll see Anderson occasionally, but I have only seen him show up to trivia once when we played trivia, and otherwise I don't. He gets invited to game night every time, and he likes to comment on the photos of game night, but he himself doesn't show up for game night. So I don't know.
But you can for a Patreon donation of.
Yeah, you can play Hero Clicks and fall asleep with all of us as we wait for our turn. And finally, Tony, our friend Antonio writes in. Think people call him Tony in real life, or do you think they call him Antonio?
I don't know.
He writes to books@videogamenews.com. This is Don and Crew. Short and simple this week. Any games you guys are looking forward to being released this year?
Nope.
Larry's looking forward to more Candy Crush levels that he can actually win at playing.
Yeah, not until they fix this bullshit one.
To be honest with you, I'm not sure what's coming out this year. I haven't put much thought into it. I'm still trying to catch up with all the games I've been playing, and I'm interested to see what happens with the VR headsets that are going to come out this year and what people are going to say in terms of, experiences and all that kind of thing. But games themselves, I haven't really thought too much about it. I mean, the new Deus Ex, I want to, that's going to be like a day one for me, but I'm just in love with that series. The game could be shit, and I'd probably still enjoy it. Go ahead, Larry. What were you going to say?
There's another Lord of the Rings online expansion coming out. They're raising the level cap again, so
Yeah.
that'll be exciting.
Are you maxed level?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good for a game that you don't pay for. And or do you pay for it? Are you
I did
it
for a little while. I haven't had a paying subscription in probably a couple years, but
They're making lots of money on you,
and I forget where we get to go next, because like so far we're already into like Minas Tirith, so we have to be coming up on Mordor pretty soon.
what happens after that? Are they done? Or are they going to like spin
I
it
think
off?
that's why I think that's why they haven't released it, because once you do that, then what do you do with the game? So like when I first started playing it back in the way olden days, like Angmar was the end game, but that was like at level 50, and then they started pushing it out, like I say, into Rohan, Minas Tirith, and the Dead Marshes. So, and hopefully, like I really liked the story with the last expansion, and like the finale to the cinematic finale when you finish that part of the storyline was just awesome. It's right up there with like the end of the original Dragon Age, where it's just like that was so awesome. So I hope they continue that, but hopefully with less completely retarded, lame ass, FedEx quests like that thing had, because Minas Tirith was annoying enough since it's all built up 7 levels on the side of a mountain, so you always had to keep running up and down. But when you're doing it to like, can you go find me a copper coin somewhere? You're like, seriously? I'm like the most powerful dude in this room, and you want me to go fetch you wine? Damn it. Okay, fine, I'll be back.
Sounds like how all those games are. All right, well, that's it for the show. We'll be back next week. Gonna go watch The Walking Dead. You guys got any shout-outs? Otherwise, good night.
Nope.
Happy zombies.
Okay.
Love